Hello, good morning. Good morning, ooh, trying to fix my camera here. If you guys hear noise, apologize. The kids are home and in effect. Let's wait for Tawnya to hop on and then we will get started. Oh, she's here. Okay. Hold on. Hi.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, my head is like because I'm at the top today. My thing's
I know, right?
Here, I'm gonna
And
go
I'm
like that.
a little this way.
There, that should help.
There we go. Like my hair is a little crazy. It's good.
It's good.
I know, I can barely see your head now.
You can? Well, I can see it. Okay, wait, what should I do? Up or down?
Go up. Try that going up.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because now I can barely see your eyes. Is that how it? There you go. That's better when you swing back.
I'll just go back.
Right?
I can see myself in my view. We'll see what it looks like on the recording. Good morning, Marie. So, should we just start with the good news?
Yes, I think I don't know. My dog was sleeping and now he's all hyper.
The energy.
So
the energy coming in. He's like, yes, spirit.
Because now I need to turn this up. So yeah, I mean, we haven't been on here in a month, and I think that it's not only, we'll tell you why, but it's also going to be our topic today. So why haven't we been on in a month?
Well, so it started out, I found out I was pregnant. And it was a shock. And it was not planned. And I've been feeling pretty icky. So then it was spring break. And when Tawnya got back from spring break, I'm like, I'm still not feeling that good. So we just took a little bit of a break. I'm 10 weeks now. So hopefully the next couple of weeks, I will not feel so darn nauseous.
That's right.
Thank you, Mary.
That's why we haven't been live. We're getting her into the second trimester, so she feels less nauseous.
But so what it's funny talking about our topic today, which is womb, like womb space and womb healing and the pregnancy and all of that. That's what oh, I'm like, where do I even start? Spirit. What?
I said, where do we start?
So I think some of you guys have maybe seen posting of like some womb healing and stuff that I was offering. So this came in pretty strong, maybe through December with Spirit, like of, hey, let's do it. So I think it was in January, I finally like, okay. And I actually made it public that, hey, I could do this. And in that time frame with Tawnya and myself, there had been like a lot of like womb cleaning. Yeah, Spirit working their magic. Yes, and now we have this magical baby on the way.
Yeah.
And there was some profound healing that was done in my womb space specifically because, I was like targeting that. And like releases that I actually felt and all of that. And so when I got pregnant, I was shocked because I had to get infertility help for Johnny, my second daughter. She's 5. My second daughter. So maybe means the girl or my first daughter. And even though I had felt another soul around us for some time, like Lanny and I, in all transparency, we tried a couple years ago again. So this may have been maybe when I was about 40. Yeah, around there. We tried again, like, let's see if this will happen. And it didn't, and I didn't want to go down that route. So we looked into foster care. We looked into adoption and all that. So that's the route I thought that this was going to happen. And lo and behold,
after massive amounts of
womb cleansing, and it, just so you guys all know, I'm 43. And so the percentage of you getting pregnant at 43, like naturally on its own, and it literally was one time. Like I joked with my nieces, like, learn from me, it just takes one time, and it was just It's just a miracle. It really is a miracle. And this was the other soul that I had been feeling, and it just literally came in a way that I was not expecting.
So it was fascinating when she started offering, when she got the download about the womb healing, and she's like, well, I think I need to start offering this because we all have unlocked trauma in especially parts of our organs, and we all, you know, we've talked about this on this video, I've talked about this in all my other videos, that our emotions are held within our body, which create physical elements and sickness. So it's important that we get cleansed. And through many, many, many of her healings, and then working on other people and starting to dive into her self-healing and journey, is when, you know, divine timing. And I like it when you put, you know, talked about the age and everything else, because I try not to hold a lot of statistics on everything, because we are all here. We're infinite energy, yeah. And your energy is a high vibration, and you are cleansing, and you are on the wave of unconditional love, and you're in the flow. You know, you don't have to really worry about genetics and what they say. And I mean, if you want to ride that train, ride it. But there's time to move above that consciousness, and move above that thinking, and understanding that you are a bigger plan than what the 3D has created. And now sitting in front of us, Tommy has proven that. So,
and it was also, it's like I was my first, without even knowing it, of how much, because even in this space too, I was like I don't say like my first client on it, right? But it was, I very much, anything that I do, it's because I've tried it on myself, or I've done it, like there's been a lot of practice before I roll it out, just in the integrity of all the things. And this was just like took it to a whole nother level.
For sure. So she's still, I'm talking for Tommy, that Tommy has got the call to help other women, and to help
not just women trying to get pregnant. That's not that's a piece, but this is really of how much trauma and how much like in the womb space specifically, you know, for women,
sacred space, for sure.
Yeah, the sacred space, and you know, power, and there's just so much that gets muddled. And like the vision that they show me is like a swamp is actually like, not that it's actually swampy down there, but it's like it's just a lot of muck that energetically to get cleared out, again, not just to have a baby, but of reconnecting to self and to releasing that trauma that's held there, that may show up in your body or your emotions in all different ways, but that's like the source of where it's held.
I think let's talk about trauma, because immediately people are like, well, I haven't had any trauma. I haven't had any, because nothing happened to me. But I think we need to talk about the word trauma.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, everybody's had trauma. We all have trauma. That was actually one of the things that when I started out thinking, just looking at my childhood, right? And I was like, I didn't even have a bad childhood and all that, because I wasn't like physically abused by my parents or anybody around me. But when I really started to look into it, the emotional trauma and all that I suffered as a child, I dismissed so much of it because it wasn't the obvious trauma, right? And so I think that I mean, again, what's coming up is kind of what we talked about before, is like, especially as a woman and as a teenager, I developed very quickly. So I had breasts at a very, very young age, and I got a lot of attention from like older men that I did not want and welcomed, and I was still like super young myself, and that is even pieces that get held there, right? Because you start to learn to make yourself small, or you dress different, and there's all these things, right? And so to me, that is trauma. That's trauma. And how you internalize it, where you store it. That's what's coming up for me.
Been rejected from a relationship, a parent or a teacher or some authority is talked down to you. We shove that into the lowest part, root, sacral, if you want to talk about it in a chakra level. That's all our sacred, especially a place where we held. That's where we hold things. So when Tommi kind of went through her own journey, she's like, I think I want to start offering this. We talked about, I think, the first or second episode. So now she's going to be offering a what is it that you're offering here?
I don't have the name for it. It's going to be a womb healing, and it's a group womb healing, but it's going to be private. It's not like cameras on, and I'm going to walk through an exercise getting into the healing, but it really is the main point of the whole thing is a deep womb healing for the participants, and I'm going to keep it small, just because the individual attention that I'm going to give. And exactly. So I'll walk through an exercise to go into, a real deep womb healing. But it's the first one that I'm offering as a group. And
when are you going to do that?
On May 6th.
Okay. What time is that?
I'm going to do it at 4:30 Pacific time. So
5:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern Time.
Yeah.
So good. So if anybody's into that, Tommi will put that either whatever her link is and how to get to that. She really got called after this little miracle baby.
And I had to wait a little bit because I've been feeling so nauseous. But it's interesting because I still have been working on some people that I've known, right? Like clients that I've known. I'm not taking anybody new right now, but I feel it's just amazing how less sick I feel when I'm actually into energy, and it feels good, and then it trails off. So that has been good. It's been somewhat of a little bit of a break, a relief in this.
I don't blame.
Yeah, but to do a group and to hold the space for a group, I wanted to wait until I was in my second trimester.
Does anybody have any questions? I'm hearing Barrett ask any questions or anything that we may want to talk about as a group together. My thing is kind of wonky because it only shows one, and I know there's other people here, and I'm trying to see comments, so it's like I think it's also important to know that when you do these types of healing, this isn't just a one and done kind of thing. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't I took a detox and I'm all better now. The universe knows, absolutely. This is a process. You've been on your journey for a while. We've all been on our healing journey, but knowing that that it just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it's like what we were talking. And I was going to explain this in there, but it's like the lining, right? Like the lining and the shedding and what you're ready to deal with or come up. That's what will come up on the first layer. And the deeper you go, the deeper cleanse it is and more that comes up. And it is a process for sure.
And I think it's important to note that, a lot of people talk about healing and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to heal. And they're like, when is healing going to stop? Well, when you heal and you remove something new comes in. So it's like tilling the soil, bringing in fresh dirt to bring in, new flowers, the spring to the fall, all that kind of stuff. So I think if you maybe change your mindset about healing and approaching something that may appear to be tough, know that at the end of it, something new and a blessing is going to come out of it. So try not to just get trapped in the mousetrap of the mind frame of, oh my God, it's rough. No, you're good. It's spirits. I'm like, it's because, that's about, they do it all the time. I just think that, think about healing as an adventure because you're getting something after after letting go. In order to bring something in, you have to let something go. And that's the same with healing.
I love that.
It's bringing that up.
And I think that the group that we're in right now talking, I think everybody's on that, but I think this message, when it goes out to reach others, that's so important, because it's so take a deep breath, especially when something really deep comes up that you've been working on, and you're like, okay, here I go, right? But on the other end of it, it's so good. It's so good on the other end of it, but sometimes you gotta walk through that muck. Speaking of the swamp, right? Are you gonna pull a card?
I don't know. I keep getting drawn to these cards. I don't know what's happening. I actually walked out of my space and I saw the cards and they're like, get the cards. And I was like, yeah. And I walked out. Get the cards. I was like, and my little stop Milo wants part of that. Hold on, stand by. There's people joining. Anybody have any questions? I'm gonna have to put him up in this.
Are there any questions about anything? Lisa said yes, cards. I do feel hard for the collective.
I don't know why it's so, like, I can't even see that.
Good morning.
This is funny, we're talking about this and I'm hearing new growth opportunities. Yeah, evaluating and learning deeper. Sorry, I'm laughing, not laughing. Sorry. I'm just gonna put this out here. It's Archangel Metatron, and it says your higher self, and we talk about so if you're new to me pulling cards, when you talk about the vibration of yellow, that's talking about our solar plex and our internal power. And when you talk about new growth, we talk about healing this. When you do that, you step into your power. When you remove, release, let go of things that held you back from stepping into, connecting with your higher self. I think this is such a beautiful card because, yeah, okay, slow down. We get locked into our trauma, our story, what we've been told, who we are, our title, a mother, a CEO. We get locked into that type of pattern. And we talk about trauma, and Tommy's talking about all that. She was the story of not being able to get pregnant. She was the statistic of. And when you decide, you know what, I'm taking my power back. I'm going to step into my higher self, to my radiant beauty of unconditional love, of full pure essence of me, the divinity of me, energy, light. I release those old patterns, those old traumas, and I step into my authentic self. So we're getting called to, when that happens, you talk about new growth and abundance. You talk about creativity. You talk about all the things to come. They want you to look through your journey, through your higher self, through your higher consciousness, instead of the old paradigm of who you used to be. Because we're no longer in that. We're moving into our higher self.
And I love that. It looks like layers.
That's what I was thinking as we move up the chain.
I love that. So, Anne, to answer your question, no. So this is not just for women wanting to get pregnant. Actually, I'm not saying that won't happen in this group space, but this is more of cleansing the layers of the womb. So it makes sense. And every time you do a womb healing, that your intuition rises, it makes sense. It's another layer that's shedding, right, to like get to that clarity and power center. The one for getting pregnant is actually a one-on-one with me and the husband and and or not even husband, the man and the woman, or whoever is, going to be the biological father and mother, that it's that couple together that I do something completely separate with. So yeah. Did that answer your question? What I'm doing as a group is a womb healing and a cleansing. If that's the intention that somebody wants to get pregnant, it could definitely help, but that's actually not the focus of that one. Hopefully that made sense.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm a little nauseous. It's kind of like when you talk a lot too. Well, at least for me, like when I talk a lot, it makes it worse. But that's fine. I'm 2 more weeks. That's what I'm banking on.
After this first term, we'll get
2
on
more
out
weeks. It's gonna be great.
I don't want this to go into a channeling session because I can feel that.
I know. I'm getting really warm. I wonder if that's interesting. I'm like, whoo, that's like, and it's not warm here.
I know this cold is happening.
Yeah.
It's like we're like 10 degrees below, and it's okay, I'm gonna do another card. They're not gonna shut me up. You're gonna have to turn me off. You have to just.
Well, this is it. We'll do this card of a closing message, and then
Time stand still. Time be patient.
Heather, yes, I'm actually going to put a whole thing out on it. This was just kind of, I just finally decided on the date and doing it, which is why we talked about it today. But yeah, I'll put everything out.
Yeah, she'll post everything in the group and then on the comments. But that's why we kind of did this, is wanting to talk about why we haven't been here. And the thing that she was going to get called to do, she was planning on doing it in February for others. And she did it for herself. They got a little pushback.
Divine timing.
Yes.
Now, what did you say? Times, what did you say?
They're talking about time, as you said, divine timing. They're talking about time. They said, time be patient, time be still. And they said time is an illusion. They're talking about like rushing around and then not being in the moment.
Oh, this is such a big one. Are we going to be able to do that right now? Tell me what they're saying.
I'm here now for the present. Being in the moment, being in the present, being. Time is an illusion that separates you from your divinity, from the divine, from the connection of source. Because it's your mind, your internal clock, your brain that keeps you moving and not being present, keeps you going, fluttering, either in past or future, not here, to see the miracles, the blessings, the creation of you, of your energy, of your essence, seeing you as the blooming flower, standing tall. Can you see it from there?
Step back and observe.
Yeah. Talking about, they keep going, that's like slowed down. This is what they're talking about. When you step, and the step back is step in. It's step within. Here. evaluating, seeing yourself as. Everything that I just channeled, this is what this is. Okay, so the message is connecting with your higher self, stepping in. I think it's important that, you know, you sit with what Tommy's offering and see if you're getting called to maybe taking the plunge and getting the healing session that she's doing. It is going to be, even though it's group, it's personalized. I think she said that, if you didn't catch that. And going a little deeper, a little deeper with your healing and seeing where that new growth for you can come in. Awesome. Well, Tommi, congratulations. We're excited to meet the little baby, the little angel baby.
Hand delivered.
That's right. You guys, thanks for being here. We're planning on doing this back to every Wednesdays, to kind of depend on how she's feeling. But yeah, if you guys, you're welcome, Heather, for being here. And if you guys know anybody else that wants to be in this sacred circle, there's going to be some more things to come. The Spirit's pushing us to. We're just kind of starting out. But if you know somebody who's like, hey, he's been struggling, just add them to the group.
And again, if you guys have any topics that you want us to tap into to expand further on,
and if somebody does Facebook that you know, we put this out on the YouTube platform as well. Check out Tommy's services. You guys know where mine is. TawnyMarie.com. All stuff is Tommi Forbes. All of our stuff is in the links if you guys want private sessions. But we're excited to do this every Wednesday and connect with you guys. Thanks for being in this space, and we love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.